The Apollo, look at this. Is anyone else thinking they've scrubbed it up quite nice, haven't they? Well, it's nice now it's on the telly. When we usually here, it's a right shithole, isn't it? But look at it. It's well nice. Good work, Hardwick. I mean, a lot of these cameras are not going to make it back to London. You know that, don't you? So, good. So, my wife's pregnant at the moment. We're expecting twins in the summer, and we're all very excited, yeah. And she was getting very broody at work. Like 5 women in the space of a month got pregnant. She was like, "Oh, it must be something in the water." I'm like, "Well, unless it's sperm, don't matter, does it? There's no actual correlation there, is it? It's just coincidence, really." No, she's very broody all the time, my wife. And we were trying for kids for ages, and we were trying. And after a while, you think maybe there's something wrong. You know, you get to that point. And we went to the doctors. And I hope nobody ever has to go through this situation. It's an embarrassing situation. It's awful, right? It's a little bit demeaning sometimes. And we went in, and luckily nothing was wrong. It all happened fine. But we went in and we met this doctor, Dr. Barron, as well. That's not who you want to meet when you're talking. I was like, is there anyone else available? Dr. Low Sperm Count or something? What's going on here? Anyway, she dealt with it fine, right? She asked me wife a load of questions. Then she turned to me, right? She says to me, "Right, Mr. Manford, how many times on average a week do you masturbate?" Oh, God, a week. I left my diary at home, like you keep a tally of it, you know what I mean? She was like, "Come on, how many times?" My wife is proper laughing as well, like sweat is pouring down my back. I said I don't really, you know, I'm too busy. She says, "No, come on, we're all adults. How many times a week?" I said, just, you know, the average amount, really. Whatever the national average is, that's me. Bang on in the middle there. Whatever the neighbours are doing, that's me. Keeping up with the Joneses, that's me. She said, "Well, what's the average?" I said, "Well, I don't know. You're the expert. I don't know what's going on here." In the end, I just had to guess. Right, I thought, right, I'm just going to have to go for it. So I just went, 5? That's above the average, right? I don't know if anyone... The average is 2.5. I don't know who's having half of one. Right? I don't know... Who's that bloke? On a Friday. I think we'll leave it there, folks, and pick that up first thing Monday morning. I'm looking forward to being a dad. I'm looking forward to it, because dads are amazing. They can do stuff that nobody's ever taught them. You know, like changing a plug with a butter knife. That's never something that... That's in no DIY manual, that, is it? Give it here, I'll sort that out here at the kitchen table. Don't worry about it, there we are. Is that live? That live, that? Shut that live. And parents are important. They teach you, of course, they teach you everything. I mean, dads are less important, I think, in the sense that most of the stuff they do is just made up. You know what I mean? They've made it up. They're liars, aren't they? Dads are liars. And nothing serious. Like the classic in our house, and you might have had this. This is a classic all over this country. You might have heard this before, is when the ice cream van comes round. When he plays his music, that means he's got no ice creams left, doesn't it, right? And that, in our house, was a fact, OK? I mean, to the point where you'd seen a line of kids outside, you go, "Dad, them stupid kids out there. They're deaf or something. What's going on there? Don't they know the truth like me and you?" Anyway, I'm off to college. Right, you know, those lies would stay with you forever, wouldn't they? My dad told us that black puddings lived at the bottom of the garden, right, that they were little animals. And every morning, he'd go down, he'd catch a few in a net, take their legs off, poke their eyes out, put them in a pan, have them for his breakfast. Now, that's quite cute at home. Makes you sound like a right knobhead at school, though, it does. No wonder we got bullied. What are you doing this weekend, Jake? Going black pudding hunting with my dad. But the worst one my dad did, I remember I was always a little bit in trouble. My brother was in trouble. We'd always fight. And my dad, he was working nights, so one of the rules was you just got to be quiet all the way through the day, really quiet. And he'd be fast asleep upstairs. And me and my brothers, even when we were proper fighting, he'd still be on mute. It was amazing. And my brother would wind me up. He'd come running in from playing football, all hot and sweating. He'd go to the fridge, he'd start drinking milk straight out of a 4-pinter. I could see bits of sweat going off his lip onto the milk. That's going on my ready break, innit? I don't need that. So what I'd do as an 8-year-old is I'd hide behind the fridge and I'd jump out, squeeze it in his face dead hard. Now, that's quite humorous now when we're adults, right? When you're 8, that is the funniest thing you will ever see. Until it starts seeping out of his ears and his nose, and then you come to a new level. And he'd be like, Dad! Dad! I'd be like, shut your mouth. Power kill you. Chopper made it worse, obviously, you know. And then I did that worst sound of my childhood, my dad's foot hitting the floor upstairs. Obviously, I didn't swear. I was only 8, like, crikey. Right, Britain all the vino, you know. And then we start coming down the stairs like... When you make it into the kitchen, you go, right, what's gone on here then? Even though dads, they already know. My dad is like something out of CSI Manchester, something like that, you know. Spilt milk coming out of his ears, all right, I've worked it out. He's like Columbo, he's worked it out in the first 5 minutes, but like Columbo, he likes to drag it out over an hour. All right, what's going on? Huh? And he'd throw this extra thing in, my dad, he'd go, right, stick your tongues out. What? I don't know if anyone did it. Stick your tongues out. Why? Because it's well known, a liar's tongue turns bright green straight after a lie. Oh, does it? I didn't know that. So my brother, not been lying, tongue straight out. Nice and pink. Me, who had been lying, think I'm not falling for this, I'm going to keep my green tongue in my mouth. I think I've won this one. That's a couple of dads going, I'm having that when I got home, that's going in. And honestly, it works a treat. And then he'd drag us up. We didn't have a phone at home, so he'd drag us up to the phone box. Right, up to dial this number. Hello? Is that Chief Inspector Williams, Greater Manchester Police? You'll go to prison. Prison? I'm only 8. I don't care. If you're old enough to push milk in your brother's face, you're old enough to go to prison, all right? Which is not a phrase I've heard since, but he swore by it. Yeah, he's been bad again. All right, yeah. Then the phone will come to me. Hello! I'm sorry! It's Chief Inspector Williams here, Greater Manchester Police, and if you're bad again, I will come round with the van and the dogs, take you to Strangeways Prison for 15 years. You wouldn't either, would you? What are you in for, mate? Pushing milk in my brother's face! It's our first day. And that used to happen every week for about 6 years to me and both my brothers, and I never realised, but we stopped ringing Chief Inspector Williams shortly after my granddad died. Just never put 2 and 2 together all those years. Thinking back now, he didn't even change his voice, it was just him. He wasn't even acting. I just believed it so much. The weird thing was, my nana, she had the exact same voice as the woman who owned the orphanage. I never got to the bottom of that. But the granddad one, I only worked it out as well. I've got another little brother now, he's 8 years old, Niall, and my dad, he rang me up out of the blue, I was in Tesco's or something. I went, hiya, he went, hiya. That Chief Inspector Williams, Greater Manchester Police. I will not be part of your lie, old man. It ends right here. Thanks very much, Manchester Apollo. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye. Cheers.